Today I wanted to talk about the forced sterilization of Indigenous women in Canada. Now, sterilization is a procedure known as getting your tubes tied, but often without the proper and informed consent of Native women. Some Native women were coerced into signing paperwork by being told tubes could later be untied. Some women didn't realize that physicians and nurses couldn't make decisions for them about their bodies. Now, eugenics is the idea that some people should have children and that others are not fit to. It was a widely accepted theory not so long ago. It was actually brought before Saskatchewan legislature and only failed by one vote. It was brought into legislation in Alberta and BC, though. Indigenous women across Canada endured forced or coerced sterilization as recent as 2018. They apparently phased the laws out in 1972, but the practice still persists. Between 1971 and 1974, federally owned hospitals performed 580 sterilizations in the prairie provinces, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Ontario. 95% were Indigenous women. In 1937, Alberta amended sterilization laws so that consent wasn't necessary for those deemed mentally defective. Missionary Robert Lechat reported that in 1976, 26% of women between the ages of 30 and 50 were sterilized in Igloolik. If there is no precise policy for sterilization, there is at least a very definitive will to prevent an increase of Inuit in Canadian North. As a result of bad press, the federal government conducted an inquiry in the 70s which yielded lower numbers. Where have we heard this before? Says lawyer Alyssa Lombard. The theft of an Indigenous woman's ability to give birth and the ability to pass on rights and title, culture and language says to her the life of Indigenous women, children and families simply aren't worth protecting in Canada. We've had 2 apologies this year alone from the Prime Minister. We're past apologizing. We need action.